Also,
Doesn't
just
waste any time
hmm
at all.
hmm I also when I did the little Saturday stream, I took a look at Neon White, which I've been told is a Wooly game, and
Oh
sure
yeah, it
enough,
sure is.
aesthetically that thing is killing the game. It's awesome. Really like what's going on with the design, the aesthetic, the characters, the flow, and the fact that it's much like Shadow Runner is no Shadow. Shit, what was the first person ninja?
Oh, the cyberpunk thing with the
Yep,
Oh,
yep.
ninja.
I know
Cyber
it.
Run. What the fuck is that game?
Ghost
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 Runner,
Runner.
Ghost
Runner.
Ghost
Runner.
Runner. Thank
Yeah,
you.
Ghost Runner.
We
Ghost
all
Runner.
try to pretend we remembered it instead of
Nope.
just reading that one guy in chat
Totally.
saying it.
That's it. That's
No,
what.
I remembered it. I
That's the move.
promise.
That's the
I
move.
played it. I promise.
Ghost Runner style, like you're just gonna have to perfect the sequence, yeah. And I didn't. I was kind of trying to move forward and see as much as I could, and then like it's the type of thing where you'd go back and then try to get silver, gold. What was the one above that? Not
Red?
platinum, but no, it was like there's like a perfect rating after gold. I forget, but anyway, very very stylish and cool. I like what's happening musically as well. Ace, there you go. Ace is the rating. Um, I enjoyed the talent of the voice actors. They did.
Ah, I know. Yeah, okay.
They did.
Yeah, I know.
They got a Steve Bloom to get in there and fucking Steve Bloom it, and that's always a pleasure.
They sure
Uh,
read those lines
they
like the person who wrote them wanted them to be read.
precisely they read those lines, and they did a good job delivering those lines, and then the script was there, and you know, eventually I kind of started to move past the script a little bit to get back to the gameplay because I kind of wanted to hit the gameplay a little more than I wanted the script. And when you first talked about it, Pat, I think I made a comparison to the another game I played called Wolf Stride, where it was cool, but when you commit to the jokes, you gotta fully you're gonna commit to however much of your game is gonna be absolutely married to this script and
Hmm.
this type of humor or so, and you got to be like, okay, like if it lands, then it's going to be a great ride the whole way through, and if it doesn't, it's going to get in the way of every mission. And I don't know where it goes. I got to the third area or so, but I definitely got tired of it and kind of just wanted to hit the gameplay again because I love the gameplay.
Hmm.
So
That's how I
it's
felt about it.
yeah, yeah.
I had this overwhelming feeling of like, oh, cool, a game written by people who thought the Disgaea games were the height of comedy.
So um, it's definitely the type of thing where it's like I don't know what you want me to say. It's when I see cringe and I detect it as such, I'm like, okay, well there it is. I can either keep going through that and not playing the part that I think is really cool, or I can get to the stuff that I think is really cool. So yeah, we just kind of started hitting the
I'll
skip
just
button.
cringe on through, man.
Mm-hmm. Because it's like the game is great.
Yeah.
I feel speed bumps every time I hit one of those scenes. So I kind of want to just move past the speed bump, but I'm not. I didn't do the outright skip because I'm like I
I'm
still want to know I want to know the context of what is going on, but I'm just reading and moving on.
I'm really surprised that you would, after your comments this week and last, that upon playing a game that you admit that you really enjoy while streaming, that you would go so far as to invalidate all the hard work those voice actors put in by
Oh my.
skipping through their lines.
I am Hippocrates in the flesh. It's crazy. The idea of skipping, pressing the button to just burn right through
It's like you're
the hard
implying
work.
that the voice acting in this game isn't as important as the gameplay.
I'm
Oh
taking the
man.
food out of their mouths. With every time I press the button, every time I press A, I'm taking a meal from the dinner table and their children are going hungry. It's out of control.
And you know full well that most of those voice actors were probably just like, man, this fucking sucks.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
gotta
no,
eat.
no one doesn't know.
They were talented. They did what they were hired to do. Um, no, I just it's gonna be. I think we're gonna. This is something that we're gonna just. It'll all. You'll roll the dice and you'll come across these games every now and then where you're like, this is firing on all cylinders, aesthetically, musically, gameplay. Like everything is going,
Yeah.
but the jokes are just not landing, and that's as
Yeah,
subjective as you're gonna get because it's whatever a person finds funny, and maybe I don't know, you show it to your friends, and if they share the same sense of humor, then they go, wow, we're good, and then you ship it. But if it doesn't
yeah,
land, it doesn't land. What are you gonna do?
the weird issue is when you get into the situation in which you're like, I think this is good. I think I just hate it. Right?
That's
Like I think the problem is actually between after the screen and after the controller on this end.
right.
Like it's just not to my taste, but it might be good, and that's hard to quantify.
And I put up a second layer too, where I'm like, okay, hold on, am I just doing that thing where I'm being too cynical again? Like I try to check and go, am I not accepting of something that is probably just, and then I'm like, probably a little bit, but then some of the scenes I'm like, all right, it's that gag, we know, yeah, all right.
Well, here's the way that I
You
see it,
know.
right? Because I'm not the kind of guy who's into the stuff that NeonWhite is putting out. Like that's just not my kind of thing. NeonWhite seems to be made for like the really cringe older anime fan that unironically loves Shadow the Hedgehog and Naruto. And if that kind of person isn't buying into it, it might not be the best. Do you know anyone who fits that criteria, Susie and or Wooly?
One of
Yeah.
my ex-girlfriends, yeah.
Yeah, I do. There's quite a few people
Who
I can
listens
think
to
of.
this podcast, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, no, there's an audience for sure. And yeah, that's yeah, like it's there's still a really good game underneath that at the end of the day that you can fully enjoy for what it's worth. But I also think as well that it's interesting because like even though these characters are kind of established via these kind of cringy dialogue scenes, they are still characters that are fine. They're established fine, and they could be done better with like brevity, establishing
personal
more with less.
my personal feeling was that it wasn't so much the writing, it was the type of writing given to specific characters. So I really liked Red and Yellow.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
anyone else that spoke, I wanted to fucking die.
I
But
mean,
Red and Yellow were cool, and I loved hanging out with Red and Yellow.
even but like no, but like even I would even say like you had the cats that were in heaven and stuff, and that's
Mhm.
all fine personality wise. Shout outs Pro ZD in there as the Garfield dude. Um, and Purple was doing super yandere energy stuff, and like a lot of that stuff, like the gags are not landing, but like a character with that energy can still work if you just don't overplay the hand. I think if you just took all of what you were trying to establish with them and don't make it so like, okay, we're breaking the fourth wall, we're looking at you and we're saying, hey, remember the gag from the thing, I'm gonna say the name of the thing or whatever, like
Mhm.
just actually having them establish like that's your bro, that's the like sniper girl badass type, and this is your yandere energy, and just like establishing their character via just again few but meaningful scenes could still capture the same energy they were going for without having like gag scene after gag scene after gag scene. It reminded me of like in like Tales of games where there's like the skits with the characters that are
Yeah.
happening in between like plot and moments and stuff, except like every single scene is a skit. So that aside though, awesome fun gameplay, card based, saving asset costs by using cards. Smart. Love it. Great.
So, by the way, Wooly, one last detail if you continue to go back to it. So there is bronze, what was it? It's bronze, silver, gold, and then ace.
Ace.
There's also red.
Ah,
There is what appears to be like dev time, like
interesting.
dev part time, and it's like it's way past ace.
Whoa.
It's
Okay.
way past it.
QA team fucking around and finding
Yeah.
out. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Nice. Yeah, I love the idea of like secondary fire sacrifices the weapon. Go pick up another one. You know, that a lot of that design element
Yeah.
is really well thought out and was a lot of fun. So definitely, I'm recommending. Like so far, I fucking love it, and I'm just gonna push on ahead. And I haven't yet had a really cool boss battle, but I feel like the system is designed to facilitate a really sick boss battle against Neon Green, and I hope that it delivers on that because I can feel it. Yeah, so that's pretty much it.